Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of From the Pole with Suthernsmoke. I am your host, Suthernsmoke. Um, I know I said I was going to try to post weekly, but life has been lifing, and that's a bit of what this episode is about. Mental health and intentional community, being in this space. And so, for one, thank you for your patience. Two, I hope you continue to watch and subscribe. And three, if you are struggling mentally, just know you are not alone. Not too many people know, but enough know. I've been sharing a little more freely because I believe it does help. Since we're talking about community, this is another intentional community. I'm just struggling with mental health issues, and mental health obviously goes on the spectrum, and there are a lot of similarities and overlaps that people have, but everyone's experience, everyone's journey is still their own. And my advice to you is just to be patient with yourself, continue to love on yourself. Don't listen to the negativity that may come into your mind, and just continue to work through the tools and things to help you push through, because days do get better. And you're here on earth for a reason, and it may not feel like it, and you may want to disappear into the void, or you may not want to be here at all. I've had all those things. But just know that you are loved, and I will leave it at that. But this past month, for sure, and definitely this last week was just really, really, really stressful for me. And there's seasonal depression, and then my therapist told me it's similar to seasonal depression, like when your body holds on to trauma, when something happens at a specific time during the year, and when that time rolls back around again, your body remembers. And so that is a type of seasonal depression that your body goes through. So it's not necessarily the weather, but it's your own time clock, I suppose, of depression. And there are specific times a year that happens for me. Some of it rolls in with regular seasonal depression, but May is one of those months that, things happened in life, and I do go into like a depressive state. And I think this month I'm in a healthier place mentally overall, but I think I was fighting it so much that or just stressed out about other things that my body wasn't able to and then it all just kind of came to a head this last week, and it just was a really, really tough week for me. So I am here and happy. And so just want to talk about community within pole or fitness in general, because I am getting my Pilates certification as well, and I'm looking to work in studio. I do have a private client that I work with twice a week, as far as that goes. But community, pole is so huge for me because it is a place where I find joy and peace. My job is stressful as fuck, and quite annoying and irritating at times. And when I find myself in spaces that's fitness space, Pilates, pole, whatever, there's just a calmness, a joy, a peace. Even if I'm struggling through whatever the hell it is I'm doing, it's just like, this is where I want to be. These are my people. This is the environment that I want to have myself in at all times, right? And so even when life has been crazy, and when I was first getting into pole, I had a super stressful job. Corporate just isn't good for anybody. Mentally, emotionally, it's just not they're dumb. But um, some companies are trying though, so good for them. Um, but yeah, a lot of times it's not good for you. And the mental stress, the mental turmoil, the gaslighting, the um, manipulation, the whatever it is that's going on that takes such a huge toll, traumatizing you mentally and emotionally that it starts to affect your body physically. Um, those things are real and those things happen. And you're not alone as well if you're feeling those things. But back in like 2019, when that stuff was happening, it wasn't as bad because I was polling. So I had an escape. I had somewhere to go. I had somewhere to release. I had somewhere to get my mental peace and stability. And it was consistent. And the thing for me is that I need consistency. And a long time ago, I was told by God that, consistency, discipline, intentionality are the three things that I need to focus on. Those are my three areas, right? And those are three areas I struggle in a lot. But when I was going to the studio, I had all three of those things, right? And I felt good. I felt great. I was building confidence in myself. We talked about the last episode that pole is really, really good to help you build your confidence, because mentally, I tell people the stuff is like 80% mental. Anything you're doing in life, I feel like it's 80 to 90% mental, and the rest of it is whatever. Because you see these moves and you're looking at these people and you're like, what is this that's going on here? I can't do that. But if you get yourself to a place mentally where it's like, okay, I can imagine myself in this move. I know one day that I want to get there. It may not be perfect, starting off, but I believe I have the capability to do this. And once you overcome whatever negative thoughts and things that may be flowing into your head, or you comparing yourself to other people, then the physical can follow. Because if mentally you feel it, your body's like, okay, I can follow suit. We'll try it. We won't be as intense or fight or flight, right? So for me, that was my escape. And then obviously COVID hit 2020 and all the studios shut down. And I wasn't going and polling and stuff like that, right? So I was being inconsistent in my practice. I have a poll at home and whatnot, but it's not the same. Does anyone ever feel different polling in studio versus at home? I just feel like when I'm trying to do stuff at home, I don't know if I'm putting pressure on myself, or it's just like I'm in my head about my pole because I'm like, oh, my pole's so slippery. Like, I can't get these moves. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm in my house. Like, I don't know. It could be the environment, just being stuck in here all the time because I work remotely. So that's a whole other thing. But yeah, so I'm at a place right now where I know I need to be intentional in my community. And I've gotten pockets of joy by going and doing my Pilates training, or, going and doing observations, or working with my clients, or, going and dropping in on classes here and there for pole. So I went and did a class yesterday at a studio I plan to teach at and work at. And I'm supposed to go today to talk to her. But it was just so freeing and so wonderful. And when I tell y'all, so I'm doing cosplay pole OnlyFans stuff, right? And, nothing crazy. I'm not getting naked or nothing on there. But, I have a brass pole. I feel like brass is pretty good grip-wise for the most part. But it's just like when I'm doing stuff here, the math ain't mathing at times. But when I went to the studio yesterday, I did a beginner spin combo pole class. Even though I'm not a beginner, but for spin, I want to get better at that stuff, right? I want some actual direction around what I'm doing, and, transitions and, the movement, right? But it just felt so effortless. It was just like, oh, I didn't have an issue like trying to do the movements or trying to like swap from one thing to another. You know, at first it was a little struggle trying to just wire the brain to do what you needed to do. But after that, you know, I got it. And then people walking up to me after class like, oh, you look so beautiful. Like, it was really good to watch you and blah, blah, blah. Which is like, oh, that's good. That's great. Like, now I can like get out of my head about me sucking on spin pole. But at the same time, it's just like, I know that's not how I feel at home. So it's good. I need to like come to the studio more and do stuff like that. Anywho, so yes, that is where I'm at right now. And community is important. I feel like even if you are somebody who's introverted, I'm like an extroverted introvert. And I feel like maybe I've shifted more to being introverted extrovert. Like, I don't know. I feel like we go back and forth between these things depending on what period of time we are in our life and how we've spent specific periods of our life. But I do enjoy my alone time. I enjoy being at home or just, you know, cuddled up somewhere or, you know, whatever. Or chilling. I just like to chill. You know, I used to go out all the time when I was younger and, you know, living in other countries, partying it up for 6 months at a time. But now I'm just like, I don't drink anymore. The company I work for, alcohol is part of the umbrella, so we get free alcohol and stuff. So I started dabbling a little more into it. But I think I may have said before, I stopped drinking for like over a year, right? Because for me, it added to my mental turmoil, and alcohol is a depressant, right? And so if you're somebody who already suffers from depressive states and stuff and then you're drinking, even if you feel like you're just party animal, it does not bode well. So I could feel a flip in my personality, and I could feel a switch in my thought process when I was drinking, which is why I stopped drinking. Because I was doing and saying things or just thinking things that I knew were harmful and not conducive to my health in life, or the people around me. And so when I started drinking a little bit again over this past however many months, like drinks here and there, not a lot, wasn't getting drunk, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing of that nature. But even just I'm just, no. No. I'm past that phase in life, I guess. But, you know, also goes, know what your vices are. Know what things don't bode well for you and stay strong in that. Don't feel pressured by other people. Like, it's fine. They're not living your life. They don't have to live in your head. They don't have to battle the thoughts. They don't have to do any of those things, right? That's you. That's your daily. That's what you are going through, right? So for me, pole is my release from a lot of those things. Pilates is my release from a lot of those things. So I'm trying to get back consistent and in a mode, you know, the discipline, the intentionality behind all the things that I'm doing, because I've just been weaving around so much and just been so stressed. You know what I'm saying? Having anxiety attacks. I've never had anxiety attacks before in my life. I've had mental breakdowns, I guess, but like going to the ER or emergency care because I can't breathe and I feel like I'm dying, like, no, that shit has never happened until I started working at this job. I might cut that, but whatever. It's not healthy. I don't care. It's not healthy. But yeah, so find a community for you that helps you, an intentional community. As far as my experience goes, people have been pretty supportive and stuff. There are people out there who say crazy things, especially as you get more into like, you know, sex workers and whatever else goes on. But everybody is, there's subsets of the community, but we're all part of the same community, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, like, do what's good for you mentally, do what's good for you physically, And let me know, in the comments, like, what have you been experiencing? Does pole help you, to kind of release from these things of life that you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? How do I stay sane with all this stuff going on? Yeah, let me know. And also let me know what you want to hear in these episodes. This one was not a planned one. It was more of like a confessional therapeutic session, I suppose, but it is important to talk about because mental health is real. And I feel like a lot of people in the pole community have a lot of trauma. And this is our escape, or this is our tool of release. So let me know. I'm also going to start getting into Lyra a little more. And I'm going to try sling this week to see how that goes. So I'm also playing around with different apparatuses. So I'll post some videos on my shorts or whatever. And then, yeah, so I'm going to do more of that, get more into the community. This video's starting to get long now. I'm just rambling. But yes, hit me up. Let me know what you've been dealing with. I'm here. I will respond. I will reply. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. I am going to get better about posting, and then I'm going to also get folks that I'm going to interview as well, and we'll talk about their experiences and their journeys within pole and all those things. So if you want to be one of those people, we can also do that. So let me know. Hit me up. Okay. Yeah, but this is from the pole. I appreciate you all dropping by. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of your week. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. Have an amazing week. You are amazing. You are more than capable. Your mind and body are capable. And yeah, you're here for a reason. You have a purpose, and life is a journey. And, be patient with yourself, love yourself. And you got this. We have this, all right? We got it. So I'll see y'all later. Besos. And yeah. Hasta luego.